Hey guys, this is Captain Jack Sparrow, and I'm doing a how-to today. This episode is going to be how to build a drop mob farm in Skyfactory 2. Now, my layout here is fairly basic, but I had a subscriber ask, how do you do it? Because they saw it on my videos that for Skyfactory 2 that I'm not doing anymore because, well, I lost the series due to hardware failure or software failure. I don't know. Anyway, so this video is out to answer Lydia's question about how to make a drop farm. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to know a couple of things. First things, your drop farm's platform that they fall from needs to be 18 high. This used to be 28. And I don't know if it's changed specifically for Skyfactory 2 or if it's changed for all of 1.7. I don't think it's all of 1. I think it's just Skyfactory 2. But with that said, you're going to need to know that. You're also going to need to know that if you want your mob farm to produce specific mobs, you need to do specific things. If you don't want spiders, don't make a 2x2 mob farm drop tube. This is going to be a drop tube. It's going to be elevated all the way up. It's going to literally look like that, all the way up to the bottom of the platform. So if you want spiders, do a 2x2. If you don't want spiders, do a 1x1. It's going to be a little more difficult, and I'm not really going to show anybody how to do it, but a 1x1 or a 1 square block will give you just zombies, skeletons, witches, creepers. I think I just named them all. And baby zombies. Yeah, I think so. The other thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to know if you're running an XP farm, a hack and slash farm, which means you'll need this little gap here so you can go in and hit them. Or are you running it just for collection? And you'll need to know how to collect your loots and how you're going to do that. The really cool thing about the way that I've set up mine, let me get another tank here, is that it's very versatile. And I specifically set it up that way so it takes up a lot less room. As you can see, this is collecting XP, this vacuum hopper, and loot. And it'll pick up loot from a pretty good distance. Come on, pick it back up. There we go. So one of those will manage the loot farm and the XP farm fairly easily. And then to get the loot or get the XP out of the open blocks tank, is you just right click on it. I've got a surprise for you guys up there. That's the actual mob farm. And right now we are on peaceful creative, obviously, because this is a how-to. So let's go ahead and turn it on just normal. And then let's turn it straight to day. And I'm going to go ahead and build that. Now those slabs there, those are just counting slabs, so I can verify that it's 18 high to those iron blocks there. Or to the first row of cobble, that weird looking shape. The almost Celtic looking shape. So what we need to do is get rid of that, because that's just a zombie preventer, or a spawn preventer. As you guys all know, mobs don't spawn on half slabs if they're set on the correct pad. When you guys spawned into your Skyfactory, you probably spawned into something like just a standard piece of dirt in the air. And what you need to do with wooden slabs... where are you? There. Do not put your wooden slabs here. If you do, you will get mobs. Mobs will spawn on that. Put your wooden slabs there, and your mobs won't spawn there. And that's going to help you manage the amount of mobs that will spawn in there. Because you can't have mobs down here if you want mobs up there. So... Enderman. Cool. So we're getting some Enderman up there. That's another thing you're going to know. If you want Endermen or not, you kind of have to deal with them in a different way. Right now, it's not set up to have Endermen, but I'm going to show you how to set it up to have Endermen. Okay, so the first thing you need to know, or the other thing you need to know, is that water travels 7 blocks. Now, if you're not running Enderman, you need to know this. Or if you are running Enderman, you need to know this. Wait, now I'm confusing myself. You need to know this if you're using water instead of conveyor belts. Yes. So, 7 blocks, we're going to count 8. So, 1 in front of me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You need 8, and the reason is because you need something for the water to stop running on. Really? Ed, you're adorable. I'm going to name all Endermen Ed. Don't pay attention to up there. I just do 8, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You guys can fast forward this if you like. The next thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to build the actual spawning platforms. And they're 3x3 platforms. Actually, wait a minute. Yes, 8 is correct. Okay. I was going a little... I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. That leaves 2, so 1, 2, 3. That's wrong. I didn't count. This is not 8. Why did I screw this up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8. This is not 8 then. This is more than 8. See, I can't count. So I'm going to just set this up to where I can hit it with the builder's wand real quick. And it goes a little quicker that way. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so then we turn these into 3x3 pads. Whoops, I missed one. And obviously, you're going to do this in a little different order if you're not using creative mode or having some sort of indefinite flying like Minicio armor or whatever you call it. Okay, so those mobs are getting a little stacked up in there. They're starting to glitch out of the actual mob farm itself, so means it's getting a little full. Okay, so this gives us this pattern. Okay, so every pattern or every slab is 3x3, and now we need to fill in what's called the water channels. Okay, and we're going to fill it in just like this. That's a water channel. That's a water channel. That's the drop, so don't fill that in. Okay, so that is essentially your mob farm. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build the outer border. And I did that in brown clay up there. Just so you guys can see it, and it can go a little quicker with the builder's wand. Because you guys don't need to know how to build a wall 3 high. That's just silly for me to have to try to explain that. Failing at block placing today. You guys are probably trying to peek up there. Stop it. Okay, so this is where all the walls are going to go. Now we need to bring them up, but this is where water's got to go. So we need to bring one up, get rid of it. Okay, just like that. You can do it any way you want, just as long as it's offset like that. Oh, I'm starting to hear the friendly mobs up there. Okay, so that's how it's going to sit. Now let's take the builder's wand and go boom. And see how it's just it's gonna connect everything. So I'll be able to just make it real quick. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, so we need to go... The next thing we need to do is we need to raise up the mob spawning platforms itself. Okay, now you don't need to leave this here. You can do it this way and start your 3x3 pads this way. I just find it easier to show you guys how, and it won't show up with the indented, nice looking like that the way I'm doing it here. But all you have to do is, instead of it being like this is what we started with. You could do this. Hello, I need to learn to place blocks. You could do that, and that will give you that look up there. So regardless, it doesn't really matter how you do it. That's the way I'm doing it right now. It's just going to take you a little more time. I just wanted to be able to show you in each layer how flat, in a flat manner, that what it would look like. So we're going to bring all these up to 2 high above the stone. Okay, so everything's up 2 high above the stone. Then we're going to go 3 above. Well, if you want Enderman, you go 3 above. If you don't want Enderman, you go 2 above. And then a roof. So technically it'd be 3, including the roof. But we're going to just do, that's 2, 3. Okay, so there's our 3. Okay, so the next thing you need to know, if you don't want spiders have to have a 2x2, sorry, 2x2? Yeah, I think a 2x2 section to spawn in. If you don't want spiders, you can still have this gap. Actually, you know what? Ignore what I said at the beginning of the video. The 1x1 will clog with spiders. I forgot about that. So this would not allow spiders to spawn. Okay? So that's important to know. If you don't want Endermen, instead of placing water, which we would place water under all of the slabs here. The reason I cover it is because if you guys know anything about how water flows in Minecraft, you end up with a little bit of a vortex, and mobs can get stuck in there. So I cover it. So if you want... how to explain this? If you don't have conveyor belts, which my favorite conveyor belt is this guy here, and yeah, it's this one. We can go ahead and do this. And we can set up one side to do... me up. This would be Enderman friendly, and then from each corner you would go like so, and then you'd go over and it would just dump into it. If you're doing it with water, you do not try to go to the end and wrap it around. You go back to the beginning, or you could just type water. I'm being lazy. Water is the preferred way because it's pretty vanilla, it's pretty easy to get, it's free. All you need is a bucket. No, I did not want to do that. And you see how it's flowing properly. It stops right here, so it's not going to flow down. So that's the goal. So remember, 7. Water travels 7 blocks. 8 if you count the source block. Okay, so you have this option or you have this option. Right now mine is set up top with the water. And that's why Endermen are freaking out. So I wanted to show you guys that if you have Endermen freaking out, you don't want to deal with them. They're stealing your dirt and they're moving your blocks and they're causing havoc. go ahead and just replace your water with conveyor belt, and that won't be an issue anymore. Okay, so then the next thing we would do is on this level here, just cover it in slabs. I'm not going to go ahead and waste the time to do that. Sorry, I take that back. That's the last thing you do. The next thing you need to do is we need some trapdoors. Take trapdoors and literally every gap you can possibly cover with doors, cover them. The reason is a mob does not have a problem dropping 2 blocks. It does have a problem dropping 3 blocks. It does not want to hurt itself, so it won't drop 3 blocks. It will drop 2. And a mob believes, for some reason, its coding believes that a trapdoor in an open or closed status does not matter. Did I miss a corner? I did. I'm being thorough. Where's that slab? A mob believes that an open or closed door, regardless of open or closed, it's a block. It's a solid block, and it crosses the whole width of the solid block. Of course, the programmers wouldn't tell them they're wrong. They're mobs. They're working for the programmers. So, in mob reality, they should be able to walk across these gaps. Well, if the doors are open or in the non-set or in the set position instead of the trap position, did I miss any? Nope, that's what it should look like. Then you have fun opening them all. In this position, it still thinks it's closed, or it still thinks the door is up like these, so it still thinks that it can do this, and then it falls off. In any format, conveyor or water, it will end up in the drop. And now, after you've done all that, take all your torches out, because you 10 to 1 this took you more than a day in Minecraft, and cover it with half slabs. And the reason you use half slabs is because mobs can't spawn on them. You don't have to cover them in torches. So, that's it. You can make it as pretty as you want it. It's up to you. But let's go and take a gander. This mob farm that I've made is by far efficient. Take a look in there. That's crazy. Now, this mob farm is set up. Get out of here, Ed. This mob farm is set up to do both. I've used Ender IO, or you could use just standard. Look at, they only have 2 hearts. Okay, I'm in creative, so I need to get out of creative, but I want to get this stuff out. The other goal for a mob farm, I need to turn this down. Sorry guys, if you guys are getting bombed out in volume, I'll edit that out. Or I have already edited it out, so you 10 to 1 shouldn't hear it. Get rid of the music. I didn't adjust any of this. Get rid of that hostile creature. Okay, there we go. The other reason you use a mob farm is efficiency. You don't want to be wasting drops. Especially Minicio, that stuff is really hard to come by. Ender pearls, you're going to get that stuff in here. Okay, so my preferred way of setting this up is the vacuum hopper, so I can collect everything in a chest and the XP at the same time, and go from there. So it's set up right now. We're still in just normal mode. Okay, not hard mode, not easy, normal. And look at all those mobs in there. And we've been doing this for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes it took me to build that and talk my way through it. But let's go ahead and change it to standard survival. Let's get armored up. We are in survival. We have hearts again, and we're getting drops. Now, the reason why it's set up like this with slabs here is because if you get too close, a mob may see you, and you don't want it to be a creeper, because 10 to 1 it can blow up on you. And it'll blow out this whole bottom. It won't blow out where the mobs are spawning. It'll blow out this whole bottom, i.e. you'll get mobs everywhere. You can only pray that it blows out the floor and they just fall to their death by falling in the abyss. Now, what I've done here is it's collecting. We'll take a look and see how much XP it collects here in a minute. But I've also set it up to be I've set it up to be able to walk away from it and still function. Because right now, it's building lag. That's all it's doing, is building lag. It's not building anything else for you but lag until you come over and start killing everything. And the reason is because, well, it has to keep 4 blocks loaded with block updates. It has to continue to pull drops from the mobs that do fall and die. And then on top of that, it has to keep every single mob and every single mob's life in check. So I've made it to where you could walk away. That's what we call in Minecraft push button kill millions of mobs. I got all the loot. And we only lost one thing. The bag came out of the mob farm. Now, anything that drops from there is going to fall on spikes. So, there's nothing in there that can live. Now, let's see how we did. Ooh, don't jump off there unless you're in creative mode. Let's see how we did on the... Ooh, am I not in creative mode? Nope. We pulled quite a bit of XP off of one push button. 4 times 3, that's 3, 6, 9, 1200 XP. That's a lot of XP. So this is fairly simple, just some pressurized conduit and go in and edit it, and you can move XP, liquid XP anywhere you want. But yeah, that's how I set it up. Like I said, I left these up here just so I could count. And then we'll go upstairs just so you guys can see that I don't have like a million spawners sitting up there. That's how I did half slabs. So just get a closer look here. Looks good. The way that I set that one up down there, it would have iron down here. So it would look like this. It would... Whoops. It would look like that, except the browns would match. I don't care for that look. I like this kind of three-dimensional, deeper look. It makes it look nicer. And you get to build this out of whatever you want. Just keep in mind that if you do have a fire on your slab and it touches this in any way, shape, or form, the potential for it to cause a lot of problems is high. So, let's see inside. Oh, we can get rid of this. This was just a bad attempt at trying to slow him down. Let's see if I can get rid of this without breaking any of it. Yeah, moss does not work anymore. It used to. Okay, so there you go. That's what it looks like. Now you could be even more devious and make it bigger. 2 ways to make this mob farm bigger. The first way is to make your actual farm bigger. Okay, and you can do that very simply by knocking out this. And putting another 3x3 here. Actually, that's not a 3x3. Wait, oh, that's why. Because I did it wrong. You need to do it over that. And then... so it would look like this instead. And you have another 4 platforms, which is good. Or stack them. If you stack them, it will increase your drops insanely. But there's one thing you have to pay attention to. If you're stacking them, you have to be able to somehow activate it. If it goes up higher than 18, let's say 18 to 22. Yeah, 22, 23, 20, no, 23, I don't know. If it goes above the 18, you're not activating the mob's pathing. When a mob... Here, let's see if I can show you. On a regular spawner, we'll put it here, and we will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Spawners are much like mobs. See how he's spinning? It means he'll spawn something. See how he's not spinning? He's not going to spawn anything. 18, 17, 16, 15. Mobs spawn out of spawners at 14. Mobs start to path at 18. So you've got to be able to have that distance between you. They won't spawn if you're standing up there, so you don't want that distance. You'd need this, the 18 here. So let's see if we can see it. They're going to go dormant. See, there they went. Well, that one that is wigging out in there, but for the most part they went dormant. And now when we get up close, they all start walking again. So you got to have that distance to be able to achieve what you're trying to achieve with this, or else they won't walk off those platforms. So they have to be able to walk off these platforms. So guys, with that said, Lydia, I hope I answered all of the questions you have as to why your mob farm isn't working. This is normally how I set it up. You can use standard insulated redstone, but you have to have redstone conduit with the sticky pistons, and have fun putting the sticky pistons in. You literally are going to hate it, because you have to destroy everything around where the sticky piston's going to go, or else it will, or where the spike is going to go to the sticky piston, or else the sticky piston will not attach to the... Let me rephrase that. I'm going crazy with this. The spike will not attach to the sticky piston. It will attach to the block next to it. So get rid of all the blocks next to it, and that'll help you make the spike stick to the sticky piston. With that said, I think this is done. I miss Sky Factory, but this is such a cool build. Anyway, guys, I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, shoot me a question in the comments. And if you like this video, if you want to see more, let me know by hitting that like button. Show some support and help me out. And with that said, I will talk to you guys later.